My name is Professor Adam, and I'm going to teach you how to become a professional cryptocurrency investor. I've been active in finance for almost 9 years, and I've made millions of dollars without the need for one. I'm going to teach you everything that I have learned throughout my years of finance, all of the study, the research, the pain and suffering, so you too can learn from my experience and become elite. So what is cryptocurrency investing? It's buying digital assets and then getting paid massive amounts of money at a later date when you sell them because they have multiplied in value. You'll be taught multiple methods for how to do this, leveraging my years of deep research and world-class systems. When people invest by themselves with no mentorship, they usually get scammed quickly or lose all of their money because the market moves are too fast or confusing. But with my systematic investing, you develop high-quality criteria that tells you clearly what to do to make profit over the long run with far less risk. Most fake trading salesmen online seduce you with flashy Instagrams, and they teach the same ineffective shit between different accounts. This university and this campus specifically is different because I am an effective professional and I will guide you every step of the way. After going through the basics, my masterclass will teach you up to 5 uniquely profitable methods invented by me that will make you elite. So how much do you need to get started? Well, it's up to you. The more you have to start with, the more it's going to become once you multiply. If you look at the amount that you want to invest and you say to yourself, this is a huge amount of money, this is a good amount, and if I was to multiply it, it would meaningfully change my life, then cryptocurrency investing is for you. So if you're ready for the 100, 1,000, 10,000% gains, then get ready to go through the hundreds of lessons that we have in the campus to make you elite, and I'll be here to guide you every step of the way. GM, my friends, welcome to another episode of Investing Analysis live with your man, Professor Adam. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend out there. I am feeling recharged. I am full of energy. I've had a big night of sleep and I'm very caffeinated. So I hope I have enough energy to get us through this investing analysis for a good amount of time without me running out of energy before, I get sick of answering people's retarded questions. But I know what you're all here for. You're here for the investing analysis. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And then after that, we will get into the questions, which of course I do encourage you to always stick around for. So first things first, let's look at the TPI. We have had a state change from long to neutral on the medium-term TPI. Now, given that the LTPI is still in a long state, I believe that it would probably be a balanced and most probabilistically positive weighted decision for us to retain those long positions in the RSPS without getting too afraid and removing those and selling them into cash. The market is not really in an uptrend. Let's just make sure that that one thing is clear. We're not currently in an uptrend, and I would say that this medium-term TPI is very accurate in this neutral state. Now, this could potentially even go below zero and it still be in a range. That is the current bias that I have for the moment. If we're looking at total is probably a great representation of this, but BTC is also a good representation of this. I have kind of said to you guys that this range here probably will sustain itself in some random direction from current moment to the Lunar New Year for China. It could go in any number of different directions, but it's going to hover somewhere around current price, and it's going to chop a lot of people. That is how you get many people dying in the market, is when you have chop like this and there's a lot of uncertainty. There's been a lot of news events and there's speculation about what those drivers are. There's a lot of really weird shit being spoken about in the market right now regarding the BTC original Bitcoin trust and whether people are selling those positions and rotating into the spot ETFs. That could potentially lead to a gap in demand where people are selling and not rebuying back into the different funds for a period of time later. That could potentially be the thing that's causing downwards pressure on Bitcoin over the last couple of days. But of course, I don't claim to know precisely what people are holding those ETFs are thinking, because none of that shit makes any sense to me. I don't know why somebody would hold GBTC when they could be holding something else. So like actual raw Bitcoin or actually investing in proper cryptocurrencies. So yeah, I'm not going to read too much into that. This is kind of expected. I wouldn't expect that to go anywhere strongly in either direction for a while. If it just chills there in the center, I won't be stressing out too much. But as you guys know, because the SDC Air portfolio is my main concern, Really, this one is the main concern for me, and the only component that gave us this negative rate of change, which I forgot to delete from there, that's a yesterday's rate of change, was from the weather model, which I don't agree with, and I have no idea why the component signal in that actually went negative, considering that it seems to have a very low level of effect. So that's a fucking mystery to me. But anyway, let's get into the rest of the data, and we'll have a look and see if we can figure out what maybe the short-term direction of the market is using my crystal ball. You can see that there's a lot of short liquidation, a lot of long liquidations here for Bitcoin, making it short biased. But I don't think that it's going to make it to down here so that we get some sort of a high time frame cascade. I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible, especially over 1 month. What is that? I mean, the most risk would be there, which is like 31K. 31K is all the way down here. You really think we're going to go like this? No, the answer is fucking fuck off. No, it's not going to happen. But doesn't mean something in the short term can't happen. So let's have a look at my preferred resolution liquidation maps. And it's to the upside. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. What did I say yesterday? Let's go into the daily investing analysis channel and look at that. If it will stop bouncing around. That was what I said could potentially happen. And look at what we have here. A very stacked liquidation book to the upside there. Short liquidations. People doing late shorts, fulfilling this prophecy, hopefully. What about Ethereum? Fairly balanced. Ethereum's going to be choppy. No directional, not much of a directional bias there. Probably represented in the fact that this little drawing that I made is a very little tiny short. Little tiny short little squiggle. Because I'm not really sure what it's going to do. Just might remove that. Fuck. Okay. And, oh my god, sorry. Solana. Solana looking biased to the downside. It could potentially chop and just go sideways for a while. That is the theme. That is the theme, in case you guys haven't realized. Chop is the theme. Sideways market is the theme. BTC is biased to the upside on the 7-day here as well. Ethereum is pretty much flat, or neutral, I should say. Can still have volatility, but it just doesn't trend in any one particular direction. Bitcoin sentiment, tactical sentiment is increasing, along with Ethereum's. Bitcoin sentiment increasing. Liquidations to there would cause Quiverquant sentiment to rise very quickly. Yeah, it's all chop to me, in my mind. It's all chop. Nothing new or interesting to see there. Nothing extremely useful there. Or there. Finally an update. Neutral still though, very neutral. Not much of a change there, but still elevated. I would have loved to see that decline a little bit further. Might need to wait another month for that. Alright, whatever. We'll just have to be patient. Why the fuck hasn't this website rendered since the 11th? Can somebody get onto the CEO of Chain Exposed? Might need to message him and ask him what the fuck is going on. I need these metrics. Alright. Bitcoin heat. Creeping downwards. And very far down. Beautiful. Good to see. See, this combined with this gives me encouragement. Now, the tactical sentiment coming up on BTC makes me a little bit suspicious, of course, but on balance, oops, on balance, we have liquidation maps and the futures measurement on the bullish side, and quiver quant directional price change with sentiment giving us a bearish signal because it was lower prices and higher sentiment, which means people may be inclined to long. So there's a bit of mixed data here, but we have two pieces of data there saying bullish in the short term versus one piece of data saying bearish in the short term. Now is the time where you would look at both of these and pay careful attention to Bitcoin price over like the next 2 days. Remember today and say, okay, which one of these things seem to have the highest level of signal? And this is kind of like the process of elimination that you use in real time to figure out precisely what metrics are useful to you over what time periods. This is one of the experiments that I did with dispersion and the crowding model from 42 macro. So I wanted to know which one was most appropriate for my intended time horizons or which one had the highest degree of signal. And so what I did is I paid careful attention to both of those over the course of a couple of weeks as something was trying to resolve itself in the markets. And to my observations, it seemed like dispersion was the thing that had the most signal. So I was going to use that in future. And I kept looking at the crowding model, kept looking at it. It never really gave me a strong signal in any particular asset. So I chose to ignore that. So you could do the same here. This is kind of me showing you in real time what the thought process is. I'm not just looking at these on a daily basis. I'm also trying to retain a memory of what I thought of them on previous days so that as we move forwards in future, I know which of them have the best signal. Now also, a problem with this is trying to rely on your memory. There's a lot of stuff going on. So often a good idea and what you should be doing is you should be going onto your chart and saying something like, okay, well, here on Bitcoin, over a very short time horizon, like say, you say to yourself, over the next 24 hours, I think that Bitcoin is going to go up because of the liquidation maps and because of the futures chart here. So is what it is, whatever. 15, 16, maybe over the course of like 2 days. You say something like this, and then you put a note here, an actual note on the screen, and you go, coin ank liquidation up. Where is it? Cap real futures oversold, and what was the other one? Quiver quant sentiment bearish. So you would keep this note, and depending on what the price did, then you would go back and you say, okay, which one of these is correct? And then you repeat this multiple times. You keep repeating. Every single time that you get an example of one of these things that had a high degree of signal, then you make a note of it. And then after it's happened several times, and we get, okay, well, I can see that there is a positive edge on one of these things. And then you can use it moving forwards with more confidence. And this is the process that you go through when you're trying to figure out precisely what indicators you should be using. So I hope as a little lesson in the moment, you guys got something out of that one. Very, very pissed off about this. I might actually keep that on my screen so it reminds me about it later. Covered Google Trends, I believe, in investing analysis here a day or two ago. Wherever it was, currently the amount of interest in crypto is very low. Here it is, yeah. After the ETF hype, sentiment, like Google interest has already declined significantly, which is amazing, although it appears to be coming back to what would be kind of a higher floor level, almost in alignment with its price. As the price generally drifts upwards, you can see sentiment returning to higher lows, which is pretty cool to see. This, in a sense, especially when we're in not what you'd call any particular liquidity market phase, this doesn't really scream to me we're super bearish. This to me actually still looks quite bullish. You could almost say that in a certain aspect, we may be even oversold. And this location here for Bitcoin is actually strong support potentially, at least at an interest level. When you see retail starting to get bearish here, or lack of interest in a local context, could actually mean that we are about to go back up again. But that's just one piece of data. So dispersion, breadth in the stock market is still declining, so there is a bit of bearish pressure there. Let's have a look over the last 5 years for this. You find that the cryptocurrency market kind of follows some of the same short-term sentiment cycles that the stock market does, occasionally, depending on what the correlation is. And this may need to cool off for another several days, maybe another week or two. This breadth coming down kind of aligns with this area of uncertainty here, where we don't really have huge Fed support and we don't really have much China support because we're waiting for over here. So breadth in the stock market may continue to decline. And with regards to Bitcoin, don't forget also that a consolidation in this direction is relatively a bearish move in the context of where the overall trend of Bitcoin should be going. So if you were to normalize prices relationship versus the Barham model, you would find that it's actually declining, even though a consolidation in this range relative to price just stays flat. So that's taking into consideration the time dimension relative to where the valuation should be. Hopefully that makes sense. That sideways movement actually means more oversold relative to fundamental value. Okay, so that is all I want to cover there. Now let me have a look and see if there's anything worth talking about with any of these altcoins. Solana, my bias is sideways. Hex, who the fuck knows? It'll probably go like this. It'll probably flag again, much like I imagine Liquidity would be right now. You're not going to see a sustained breakout in this until Ethereum has a run, because it's not until Ethereum runs that you have people looking down through the ecosystem to figure out what is good value there and what is actually useful. So this will get its bid, but it's not going to be until Ethereum catches a bid, which of course probably won't happen until February. So just relax here. I wouldn't expect that to have a pump or anything. Yeah, so what about the liquidity proxy? No real moves there, although no sustained declines, which is fine. Sol ETH ratio starting to increase. Cool. So anybody have any questions for me? I might move into the questions now. If I encourage you guys to always watch the question section. It is valuable for you. GM to everybody. All right, let's move. Or I'm going to get the same message the entire stream. Yeah, I'm back. I'm working on a method of getting the slow timer removed as an independent option for certain roles. So I'm going to find a way of getting the slow timer removed for investing masters, because you guys should have full run of the place, just like the captains, except I can't give you channel edit permissions because currently they're linked together. Yes, good. Why is the stream always laggy? Because your internet is shit. Seems especially bad on my end today. Stream never works for me using the mobile app right now. Might take that and keep that so I can show it to the devs. ETH. Oh my God. So Ethereum is pumping, and the Ethereum Trust. Hilarious. All right. Okay, questions. Can you please have a look at the cross-border letter? Thank you. I do not believe there is a new one because I checked this morning already. Oh, the one from yesterday. Yeah, there's nothing really interesting in it. I gave it a look. But there's nothing really there that I found interesting, man. we're talking this entire here report talks about how bonds aren't the right place to invest, which is true. But what factors does it have? I mean, we're reiterating that the United States is in non-QE and not yield curve control, and how the fucking yield curve is not an accurate indicator of recession because its term premium is getting fucked around or something. But I couldn't really find anything that was relevant to us, and I scanned through this last night. There's nothing here for us, which is rare, which is super rare for a liquidity or a capital wars letter. But it's just there's nothing here for us. Okay, here's some. Okay, this is probably the most relevant thing. Consider three dimensions. The structural shortage of collateral following the safe asset legislation imposed by regulators after the 2008-2009 GFC. Structural shortage of collateral, what he means by this is that all of the best quality collateral is being absorbed into banks and things, and they're storing them rather than using them for other financial purposes. So because the capital requirement of banks is a lot higher post GFC, it's a legal requirement now. So that all those assets is being kind of like locked up. The US Treasury switched from coupons towards greater bill finance. I'm not entirely sure how that affects the liquidity. It was explained in a letter, but I didn't fully understand it. The tension between the U.S. Reserve's headline QT, quantitative tightening program, and the parallel expansion of Fed liquidity through stealth QE, involving a rapid rundown of the reverse repo facility, Fed liquidity increasing by 16% in 2023, despite the fall in size of the balance sheet. And that's probably the most interesting point there, is that they had two things going on at the same time, which was QT, just running down the balance sheet, but then behind the scenes, they had QE by running down this reverse repo facility, which I'm assuming the function of that was to increase the amount of money that was flowing around in the interbank market. So, yeah, but the rest of it is completely irrelevant to us, in my opinion. So there's not really much to talk about there. Over-reliant on chain exposed. Well, yeah, I mean, you can become not over-reliant on anything by having multiple sources of data. So if I can find that data somewhere else and get it, then I will use that. Not a problem. But yeah, I can get short-term MVRV from somewhere else probably. There's only one input from chain exposed that I'm using in any of my systems, and that's this one here. And I can probably find that from another website. So I'll either find a way of getting this updated or figure out what this dude's thing is, or yeah, I'll just find a different source for it. Jim, Adam, you said in previous stream you like to drive fast car. What are you driving at the moment? I like to drive a tractor. GM, how can you be so honest to delusional, stupid people? Because it's not their fault they're stupid. Sometimes it's just their circumstances and they need more time in order to develop their intelligence. I remember when I was an electrical apprentice and I would be walking around a job site in a fucking haze in my own mind. I was unable to think about what I was doing, and it seemed like I was always forgetting things. Now I realize that my brain was just trying to do other stuff in the background, and my brain chemistry or whatever it was better suited for this, finance, because I could parallel process like a whole bunch of shit in my brain, or I could hyper focus on one thing at a time, and maybe doing a job where I had to run cables through a ceiling and a wall. Maybe I was unable to focus on one single thing, or I had to think of too many things that were not related. I don't know. Whatever it was, I know what it's like to be stupid. I used to be dumb myself. I wasn't born this way. All right. I had to progressively get smarter just like everybody else. I wasn't particularly gifted in any one thing except for science. I always loved science, but just because I found it interesting. Therein lies the secret to success. If you find something interesting, you will put more effort into it than somebody else who's just looking for a fucking allocate or an outcome. He who loves walking will walk a greater distance than he who loves the destination. I love finance because I love the game. You think that you want to love finance for the money. Of course, I want the money, but you eventually fall in love with the game. And then when you fall in love with the game, the money comes to you easily as a side effect. Like, do you think that these dudes who are like soccer players, like who are like world champion soccer players, that they love getting the trophy because they want the trophy? Or do you think that they love playing soccer or football? And that is the reason why they can train for 12 hours a day and never get bored of it. Like fucking Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or you're playing basketball. Like, they love the game. They love the game, man. Love the game, and you will make all the money you want. Hey, Adam. Soon to be finished with the indoctrination camp university. I'm currently planning my bachelor's thesis, thinking about writing something crypto related so that the effort will not be wasted. What would you say if I tried to incorporate some of your masterclass lessons into the paper, like bringing traditional investment principles into the world of crypto? Would I have to quote you? No. No, don't fucking there's no, I don't have any like intellectual property claims over modern portfolio theory. It's literally math. Like, nobody has IP claims over math. But don't ever go and take my shit and then bring it into academia and say this is what I created. You don't even need to say that I created it. Just be like, well, this idea incorporates stats from this asset and this fucking theory. So, whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't care, man. Fuck do I care about university. If you had to choose one, would you rather fight Bill Gates, Kim Jong-un, or Jim Cramer? Currently going through the heartbreak of the highest degree. Adam, I'd like to apologize to you. So I was doing the masterclass exam 26 on the first go, 32 on the second. Then I tried to force it and got 29. Forcing it was a huge disservice to you and me. Broken right now and I can't study properly. Thank you for the signals in the meantime. Mean it. I'm still watching the streams every day and keeping up with training, but I legit can't pay attention with the studies. Yes, my friend. Well, heartbreak. It is a shame. And, not too long ago, I went through a breakup myself. We're probably like a week or two ago. And none of you probably even noticed, because eventually you reach a point where, despite how hopeful you are for the future when you're with somebody, and despite your feelings, the market doesn't care how you feel, and nobody really cares how you feel. So the only option that you have as a man is to bury that shit deep down inside of your heart and try not to become black-pilled and retain hope for the future. I believe in love, and you should too. That person that broke up with you, or you broke up with them, or whatever betrayal you went through, or for whatever reason that you two are not together anymore, it's fine. It is the way that it is. You learned something about yourself and you learned something about them. It wasn't meant to be. Move on. There's no point in fucking delaying your progress because of something that happened in the past. This is the sunk cost fallacy. Your emotions are getting the better of you. You need to get a grip on your balls. Go outside. Punch a tree or something. I don't know. Get some sun. Lift some weights. Stay hydrated. Talk to some friends. Listen to the sound of my voice. Maintain that motivation, right? Nobody's coming to save you except for yourself. So, yeah. The only way forwards is forwards, my friends. There's only one way forwards, and that's through the suffering. Never give up. GM Prof. Hope your morning coffee wore up last night's hangover. I feel great. Thankfully. I do not know what a hangover feels like. Is it like a massive headache, or is your head spinning, or what? It's a combination of extreme being unable to focus, extreme tiredness, and yes, headache as well. Buying Dogecoin before Elon posts memes again, listening to Prof. Adam. Yeah, indeed. Your posture correction technique works really well, Professor Adam. Thank you. Good. Waiting for BTC to drop to 40. Nope. No, don't wait for prices, cunt. Don't you dare. Prices mean nothing, my friend. Prices mean nothing. What is your criteria? Right? Waiting for some random number on the screen that you are waiting for is going to leave you sidelined. Trust me on this. It's got nothing to do with a fucking number. Hello, Adam. After you leave the investing campus as a professor, will your lessons in the IA still remain here or archived? Why would any no. Stupid question. Manually lower the quality, still it stops lagging. Yep. Jim Prof, thank you again for all you do. And yes, my pleasure, mate. Prof, my sister sent me the screenshot of your chat with her on Tinder. Fucking hell. Send me a pic of you rubbing your duck. Dick. Too late, baby. You get what you get. Hell yeah. Hey, man. Wholesomeness only. Don't have time for these hoes. Hey, Professor Adam, can you please explain how the CoinAnk liquidation maps work if I don't understand it? What? Take that lesson. Hey, Prof. Very insightful as usual. Thank you. Finally getting fully allocated. Tried to tweak the SDCA portfolio to fit my risk appetite, and I believe mine should be more risky to make it. Make what? Remember, your fucking goal means nothing. Listen to me. Your goal means nothing. You take on whatever risk is appropriate for your risk appetite, knowing full well how much you can lose and how much volatility is within that portfolio. Your target means nothing. Never have a target. Never ever have a target. If you fall short of your target, you'll start to make stupid decisions. And it's the decisions that are the thing that's going to allow you to either make or keep your money. Hopefully both. Portfolio composition. Holy shit. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, it's that's a lot of risk, man. But what 120K, what proportion of your net worth is that? Again, is that all of it, or is that only a portion? See, that itself makes a difference in my considerations. Everybody always misses out some piece of information that I need. It's either they tell me how much of their net worth and they don't tell me how much they have, or they tell me how much they have and they don't tell me what proportion of their net worth it is. Or they don't tell me their age. None of this is financial advice. I recently submitted my SDCA and have an RSI on the SPX as a technical indicator. Does this have any alpha due to the BTC being highly correlated to stocks, or will it get kicked back and be... Yo, fucking English, man. I recently submitted my SDCA and have an RSI on the SPX as a technical indicator. Does this have any alpha due to BTC being highly correlated to stocks? You need to know which direction SPX is going. You need to have some form of trend detection, so that's fine. That's appropriate. No, use both. Thank you, mate. Yes, appreciate it. GM Professor, sometimes I see the chats where the candles jump around. The chats where the candles jump around. What I mean is the end of the candle isn't the start of the next one. Oh, you mean charts. Fuck me. And I'm not talking about the Heikin-Ashi candles. Those are weird, but I kind of get them. It's like the chart. Yes, I know. I know what you're saying. Yes, this one here with the gaps. You want to know where the gaps come from. Yes, they just come from data errors, man. It's just be at peace with the fact that sometimes TradingView is not going to have complete data. Sometimes there's going to be weekends where there's a change over the weekend and the reporting of a data for a certain economic series or a data series updates at a different level. It's sometimes it is the way that it is. Yes, you want to prefer to have better charts with all of the opens and closes at the same level. Sometimes you don't always get access to this. Now, with a chart like this, key super secret alpha trick is to use Heikin-Ashi processing. Now, if you understand how a Heikin-Ashi chart works, you'll understand the reason why this is useful, is because a Heikin-Ashi chart fills in the gaps and smooths things out ever so very slightly. Very, very slightly it smooths things out. So on this type of chart, it's very appropriate because the data is so broken and fragmented. Heikin-Ashi kind of fills in all those gaps in probably the most responsible way. And if you have damaged price data of some sort, this is always the best approach. Now, if you have shit coins, let's say you have something really fucking weird. Let's have a look for something really strange. Okay, Xmon. You can see that here, for example, we have a couple of days where we have a huge amount of volatility. And then from then onwards, we have not a lot of volatility. And sometimes we have a lot of spikes, especially over here. For example, here, look at all these massive spikes and the price jumping around. There's no real gaps here, but there is a lot of up and down volatility. Now, Heikin-Ashi processing on this chart would probably be appropriate because it would help smooth out the open and closes, and it would make it more appropriate for, say, a perpetual trend following analysis. So the RSI probably isn't the right one for this, but yeah, like 2 days, for example, on this one here. I'm just picking this chart resolution out of thin air. It doesn't actually mean anything, but you see here how the highs of the closes, the open or closes of all these different candles is below the Kunji-sen baseline throughout this entire period. It gets close at this point here, but it never closes above. It just keeps going down, 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 and it's not until over on this bar here that you get a break above the line, whatever particular day that is. So put a vertical line there. Whoop. Vertical line there, and then we take it back to hollow candles so we can figure out what bar that was. Because remember, Heikin-Ashi isn't real. It's fake. It's a fake version of actual price. It's just a highly processed version of it. So you need to ask yourself, if I entered here, would have that been appropriate? And from that point, you then make, I don't know, an average of plus 40%. So you can make the decision of whether or not that is appropriate or a desirable outcome for you. And then, of course, below that, it then goes bearish, and then it's stayed in a bearish trend ever since then. So it's probably not the best example. It would be better if I had some really, really badly damaged time series here somewhere. But most of these are pretty good. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Cool. Here we go. Okay. So there's a couple here. Look, we have some gaps. There's a lot of gaps on this one and a lot of places where it doesn't line up properly. So that's a good example of one where you can use Heikin-Ashi processing. And then it neatens it up and it makes it look really nice. KR1 was an example of this. KR1 PLC. KR1. Oh. Probably that one is best. Okay, you can see this one here is a particularly badly damaged time series as well. This is an incredibly low liquidity stock, which is the reason why it looks like this, and it's all fragmented and it all looks all fucked up all over the place. You can see here at the last market peak, due to the trading volume and the popularity of cryptocurrency, because this is a crypto fund, that the prices had a lot more detail to them and they were a lot closer together. This is due to a higher turnover and a lot of trading volume, and you can see that down here, there's not a lot of trading volume at all, and all of the prices are almost like just straight bars across the screen. So if you change this to Heikin-Ashi, you can see here that it gives you a nice smoothed out version of price that is probably more appropriate. And it kind of, if you apply indicators now to this chart, they're probably going to be a little bit better, a little higher alpha, or they're going to make a lot more sense. Anyway, that is one example of that. Okay. I do understand that we have following the RSPS portfolio in order to manage our portfolio risks. So I've been thinking of going all in as this is willing to lose. However, I'm thinking of going all in as I'm willing to lose it all, especially at this unique moment of potential ETH pump. I'm still going through the masterclass. Should I do this while still learning? Do I have ETH in my MetaMask? I do have ETH in my MetaMask now, but how do I transfer my BTC from Bybit to MetaMask? Holy fuck. Man, you are mentally ill. There is no such thing as willing to lose it all. We don't do that here. Don't ever come to me and be like, okay, I'm willing to lose this amount. The fucking mindset of, oh, well, only invest what you can afford to lose is complete clown world psyopery bullshit. You can invest everything in one location if you understand the basket that you're in. That's what I do. You can look at what you want to master, figure out all the nuances of it, and then go into that. Do you think Jeff Bezos only invested what he could afford to lose in Amazon when 99.99999% of his net worth is in that one stock? Or do you think Elon Musk only invested what he could afford to lose in fucking Tesla or SpaceX when 99.9999999% of his net worth is in those corporations? The fuck does it mean when you say I can only invest what you can afford to lose? Nobody can afford to lose any money. None. Not even fucking $1 can you afford to lose. Because technically, that doesn't make any fucking sense, does it? How can you possibly justify getting rid of money that you had to trade your life energy for? This is literally life or death. You exchanged at some point your life energy to accumulate that capital. Can you afford to waste your life? No, nobody can. So get yourself out of that fucking mindset. It's disgusting. So no, don't go all in and don't lose anything. I would suggest you don't do anything until you have redone all the lessons from the very beginning, because it's clear to me that your mindset is fucking broken and completely inappropriate for the investing campus. No, you can't put BTC in your MetaMask, and you should know that because of the beginner's toolbox. But anyway, put wrap Bitcoin in your MetaMask. Is there any quantifiable metrics showing us how much liquidity is coming from China in February? Probably not. No raw metrics that I follow. Maybe probably the CNY, the liquidity proxy that we use. The 10-year yield will change and go down. Hard work will always be talent. Yeah, Prof, please make a lesson on how to be less stupid. That is the whole campus, my friend, is how to be less stupid. Thank you for these daily analysis. You're welcome. The advice you gave on posture the other day, thrusting your hips forward, low-key is game changer. Didn't think I'd get this from the investing campus. You're welcome, man. Glad you liked it. Sorry if I'm late. Words through an interim report. Yes. Oh, good. Found Adam's tractor. Yeah, bro. That's the one. That's the one. Yesterday's hips advice was dope. You're welcome, man. It's good. Prof Adam, yeah. It's okay, man. There's bro. It's all right. I'll survive. Can we get a small sneak peek of fully docked signals to gain motivation to pass the masterclass? My friend, the gains in the investing analysis channel is the sneak peek. When you said one of the main reasons of your leading crypto investing campus is the Tate's contacts and how they made it worthwhile for you, what did you mean and how do the contacts help you? Feel free to ignore. Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to expand on that. The sound of voice calmed me down a lot. Good man. Men don't share their problems. Men die and we take the problems with them. Gee. No. Yeah. Tree punching has tremendous therapeutic benefits, allegedly. Jeez, I'm going through a heartbreak myself. Been slacking for 2 days. I appreciate this call out. I must do better. Would like to thank you for everything and teach me to improve my life. Well, thank you kindly. Got those Tate shorts on repeat. She's gone. It's time to go to the gym. That's right, man. That's right. Best cure for a hangover is by drinking beer in the morning. So now I'll finish the masterclass. Yes, excellent. Good. Again, Prof, is there missing... Here is the missing info you asked about. I'm 27, relatively successful slave inside the matrix, making 10K a month with a salary. Will never go to zero even if I lose all that money. It doesn't matter. Keeping 20K in the bank account as a backup plus the salary that presents. Yes. Sold on my good. I'm not reading all that. Your seasonality lesson in the masterclass is amazing. People don't realize the amount of alpha that the lessons has. Yes, yeah, it's lost on a lot of people, I think. Thank you for appreciating that. Whatever, bros. I was getting 100% of my net worth in the RSPS for 3 months and a half. Realized it was dumb. Got no gains and losses currently because of the market going down the last few days. Now I'm putting 90% in the SDCA. I believe because I have to get stable gains. Bro, you're not going to get stable gains from the fucking SDCA portfolio. My friend, listen to me. There's no such fucking thing as stable gains. The fuck are you talking about, you stupid ass? It's something that you came up with from the depths of your fucking imagination. There is no such thing as an equity curve that goes in a smooth line up and to the right. Right? Maybe if you run your SOPs and you have an aggressive rebalancing strategy, perhaps, yes, your equity curve will go up and to the right in a smooth curve. But if you want mad gains, then you're going to have mad volatility. It is, you get what you pay for. Like, that's the point of the cryptocurrency market. I'll tell you a little story to cement this point. When I first went all in with my net worth into cryptocurrency after COVID, I remember getting into contact with the smartest man I knew at the time. And I said to him, can you come up with a fucking logical reason for why I shouldn't put all of my money in cryptocurrency? Because from what I can see, every possible driver is in alignment and it will enter a bull market. And he was like, well, a bunch of reasons. And the main one was highly volatile. He said it's highly volatile and it's risky. And I was like, risky in what way? We know the fundamentals. We know that it's not going anywhere. We know that cryptocurrency is a stable, cryptographically secured asset class. The volatility is what you want, right? It's going to dip 20 to 30%, 40% randomly on a multi-month basis. The fact that we haven't had a huge decline in the last couple of months has been a massive blessing. And for you to think that somehow that's going to be the sustainable path into the future, when every single other market environment that we've ever been in, even within a bull market, we've had massive 20, 30% pullbacks, it is utter delusion. Stable gains. Stable gains is how they get you in, bro. The stable gain PSYOP is the same PSYOP as passive income. It plays on your greed and your ignorance and your fear of risk, right? You want big gains, you're going to need to take on the volatility. Yes, volatility is classified as financial risk. However, if you know what volatility you're taking on and you're willing to pay that price for the gains that you're going to make, then there's no problem. I am willing to pay the price of that volatility for the mad gains. And my experience allows me the mental fortitude in order to accept that. So when it goes down 20 or 30%, I rejoice. I'm like, okay, it's doing what it's meant to do. Everything is as it should be. And you're here going, holy fuck, the SDCA portfolio is down 30%. Adam's a scammer. He's literally a scammer because I can't believe that how Adam could allow the market to go down this far. But then when it goes up 100 or 200%, you're all up on my dick saying, oh, great work, Adam. Oh, I'm so lucky to be talking to you. And you fuckers will be moving around from euphoria to greed over and over and over again. And everybody's opinions, all right, talking shit. It's the reason why when I go into the Crypto Wins channel, I don't congratulate people on making money. Fuck the money. Show me your masterclass graduation. Show me a system. Show me something that you've done that is logical and makes sense and is based upon good decision making and good psychological control rather than money. Fuck the money. The point is that the money is a side effect of what we do, and it comes. It's guaranteed to come if all of the processes are correct. And your brain state right now, thinking of stable gains, bro, wouldn't surprise me if you genuinely believe in passive income as well. In passive income. Joke. You're welcome. Oprah, I have 25% of my net worth invested in crypto, about 6-digit in my cold wallet, generating 15K a month after tax. Yep. Should keep investing following SDCA even though we're going a full bull market. When should I stop adding money? Mate, if it's going up, why would you want to stop adding money? Bro, I'm still adding money. Every time I get my cash flow in, I'm dumping that shit into the market. No remorse whatsoever. My goal isn't anything in the short term over the next several months or even 2024, bro. My goal is late 2025 and beyond. Late 2025, we are going to be significantly higher than current price. So I'm just dumping continuously. Any cash that comes into my life goes straight into the market. First rule of crypto camps is never okay to lose money. Yes. Does this mean the Phantom Wallet stores BTC? No. No. BTC, it can only be stored on the Bitcoin blockchain. When you have wrapped Bitcoin, what you are holding is an IOU that is being secured by a crypto custodian of some sort. If you're a brokey and had to start from absolute zero, what would be your path and why? Finance, because I already have all of my skills. So you mean zero skills or zero money? That's a hard question to answer. Zero skills and zero money, I would probably do what I did beforehand, which is do a tradesman job, go back to the mines, study copywriting or e-commerce or something like that and sell products. And if it was just starting from $0, but I had my knowledge, of course, I would go back into finance. Yes. No, the streams are at a live. Sorry, the streams are at a random time. Yeah, there's no talent here. This is hard work. This is obsession. Talent does not exist. We're all equal human beings. You could be anyone if you put in the time. You will reach the top, and that's that. I'm not talented. I'm obsessed. It's true. Best way to make money in the world, remove emotion from the work. When's Adam's tractor? Today is the day I passed the masterclass exam. I feel nothing. Time to work. Good work, man. Congratulations. What do you think of HNT? No thoughts. Anyone live in a property or a place with a dam or pond interested in 2 ducks? Oh my God, they're so cute. They're probably nowhere near me. Hey, Prof, can you give a review on my long-term portfolio? ETH, Sol, and Hex. Retard. Then again, I don't know what proportion of your portfolio is of your net worth. If this portfolio was like 10% of your net worth, whatever, man. If this is 100% of your net worth, retard. What is the Barum? Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, look up Bitcoin auto-correlated exchange rate model. That is the full name. You like Indian food? Bro, I love Indian food. I fucking love Indian food. There is a Indian restaurant that is where I grew up, and they have the best tikka masala I've ever eaten anywhere. I still don't know what their secret recipe is. I have to go back one day and ask them what their secret recipe is. I've never had tikka masala anywhere else in the world like it. But obviously I can't tell you where it is, otherwise people would know where I live. But yeah, I love Indian food, bro. I love a curry. Your lesson on the Z-score gave me a much better understanding of it than my A-level maths teacher. And yeah, man, fuck them. What's the best, easiest, least expensive way to sell crypto from MetaMask and convert into fiat cash? Please, anyone. Also, where's the lesson on posture everyone keeps talking about? Watch the last investing analysis video. What the best, easiest, and least expensive way to convert fiat to cash? Bro, if you're asking this, the best, easiest, and least expensive way for anything, then you're probably an NPC and you're probably not going to make it. And you're probably dealing with like $100 in your portfolio. You should be dealing with enough money that the fees don't worry you. That's the level that you should be at when you're getting involved in cryptocurrency. If you're not at that level, then probably the cheapest way is just to make sure you always just have your stuff on a layer 2, like Optimism, Arbitrum, or Polygon, and then move that shit into a centralized exchange and then fiat off-ramp from the exchange into your bank account. So those 2 steps. Layer 2s only, because obviously if you use Ethereum, everything's going to be very expensive. So layer 2 to a SEX, and then from a SEX into your bank. Came in here today. How can I know at what time? They're random. They're random, bro. It happens sometime after UTC close. I come across stakes the other day, and can you please explain what it is to me? From my understanding, it generates a small amount of dividends. Yeah, I would ignore it. Ignore it. Why is the stream so laggy? I have no idea. Why can't I see anything on the crypto announcements? I don't know. Why can't you? Hey, Prof, just want to thank you for the grueling efforts you put into these channels. Joined the campus on a deployment in the fucking desert, and it changed my life. I'm pursuing a degree in business and finance. Any advice for university? Appreciate it. See you in the war room. Yeah, that's my man. See you in the war room, my G. Any advice for university? Um, it's not enough if you want good marks to just do the work. You have to predict what your teachers want from you and then hit them up there. But at the end of the day, enjoy the process. Really commit to if you've already committed to the degree, then enjoy the struggle and enjoy learning new things. I believe that doing university is very hard mentally to learn all these new things, and it actually increases your intelligence. I think that is a genuine benefit of university. But yeah, it's not going to give you any crazy investing skills. You learn that from myself. But if you can focus on your stats and your finance, then good for you, man. And yeah, and I'll see you in the war room, bro. Aeropress changed my life. Thank you. Almost done with the masterclass. Good shit, man. That was a poor choice of words on my part. Man, the LTPI has been bullish for so long that SDC is very likely to have gains in the long term, is more reliable than the RSPS. Correct. At least you like our food. We did good at something curry. Fuck yeah, man. Does it actually? What are your thoughts on the BDC spot ETF? No thoughts. It's good. It's good long term, man. When Moon, Pope. Hello, Pope. Prof likes Indian food. Yeah, bro. I love that shit, man. Hey, Prof. I've been watching several of your indicator hunts, and I've noticed you have been criticizing people's correlation tables for having spreads that are too wide or having a time horizon that are too small or too large. For instance, I saw you criticize somebody's MTPI for including a 60-day and an LTPI for including 15-day in the spread. In one of these instances, you were referring to the time horizons on the indicators for the TPI. My question is, should the time horizons on the spread of my correlation table be based off the time horizons of my indicators, or off the time coherency template? How do I know what the spread is right for my TPI? Okay, so basically, if you have, for example, this is a good example because it's got all of my things here. You can see this is an old version of my TPI tracking that I had. So what you want to do is you want to measure the distance between all of these different periods and take an average of them. Well, no, that's not correct. Wait, let me start again, because that's totally not correct. Actually, yes, I'm a retard. Okay, start again. So you know what periods you want to invest over, or where the turning points in your systems where you want those to be, right? Like so, for example, just as an example, look at these. So what you do is you take the average of all these gaps. You figure out how many days are between these gaps, and that is the average. That is the average that you should have for all of your different correlation periods, because that would make it time coherent with the indicators, in my opinion. As for the spread and how far either side, I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's my philosophy for getting the correct time horizon for your correlations relative to what you want to have time coherent for your indicators. Hey, Prof. Since we now have more big comers into the crypto land, do you think that we are more likely to have a lot of manipulation in this ball? No, don't use the word manipulation, right? Fuck manipulation. It's just, it is what it is. It's that market competition will increase. Market competition will increase. Don't think of, replace the word manipulation with efficient market hypothesis. Do you think we will have more efficient market hypothesis in this bull market? Yes, more competition. When do you update your TPIs daily again, time-wise? Sorry, you probably mentioned this before. Thank you. Just after UTC close, man. Because it's not until UTC close that I have all the information available to me that I can do the updates on my TPIs. Always be alpha with your decisions with women. Adam PS, how should I understand the difference of asset correlation to BDC between long time frames and more recent time frames? They can have different readings because uncorrelated assets become more correlated in shorter. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't go crazy with looking at correlations over long time horizons. I don't have a correlation table for my long-term TPI. I don't think it's relevant. I think other things have a higher signal, but yes, over short, medium term, I think that there is some signal to be had in your medium term TPIs. Yeah, so I would almost disregard a high time frame correlation analysis. What hobbies do you have aside from driving? I don't have any hobbies, man. I work. Do you think XRP is a good long term hold? Yes. No. You need to look up the pinned messages in the daily investing analysis channel. I have a post on XRP. Do you have any other skills except crypto? I'm currently a student. No. I have many skills, bro. What do you mean? Oh, do you mean in finance? Mate, never ever, and this is a special lesson for anybody that's new here or doesn't know anything about me. I am not in crypto because I don't have the ability to participate in other markets. Long before I ever did cryptocurrency, I was investing in commodities. I had a very sophisticated stock methodology. I used to run very complex hedge fund style stock portfolios that would take me all day and all night to run. I'd have to stay up at all hours of the night to trade the American market. And yeah, I choose willingly cryptocurrency because it has the highest alpha out of any market and it's the easiest. So I can go back into commodities or bonds or stocks at any time I want. I choose crypto because it's fucking way easier and it makes way more money, bro. So never get distracted. But if you mean on a personal level, what skills do I have? I'm a qualified electrician. I'm a DJ. I have a security license, so I can do bouncing at nightclubs. What else? Actually, that's probably it. But yeah, I've done a lot of stuff in my life. But anyway, I'm starting to lose my voice, guys, so that'll do it for me for today. I love you all and appreciate you all. Make sure you come back every single day. A lot of these questions that are coming from newcomers is they're being asked because people don't come back every single day. You need to come back every single day and check out these investing analysis videos. Failure to do so will just lead to more pain and suffering over the long term. If you enjoyed your time with me, please share that love forwards by helping out the other students in the chat channels. We have a lot of new people coming in that are interested in crypto, and not even all the captains or myself can possibly get around to all of them. So guys, if you can help me out by helping out the new students and make them feeling welcomed and motivated, I would appreciate that. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you very soon.